YouTube channel English with Sridhar. Today, let us learn communicative English. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. LSRW. LSRW is the four skills of language learning, a set of four capabilities that allow an individual to comprehend and produce spoken language for proper and effective interpersonal communication. LSRW very important to improve your communication, interpersonal communication. So let us learn something regarding communicative English. English for social purposes. What do you mean by social purposes? Means different situations. Functions in English. Communicative English. The phrase communicative English refers to that English which helps us to communicate effectively with people using language functions. How well you can communicate, that is very, very important. Nowadays, communication has become key to become successful. Even if you are very talented and if you lag in communication skills, it's of no use. So you have to enhance your communicative English to become successful. The only secret is communicative English. How well you can present your point to other persons is very, very, very important. What are language functions? Language functions are the purposes for which we use specific expressions. Please understand this point. Language functions are the purposes for which we use specific expressions. Means according to the situation, we have to use specific expressions, means specific words or usage or phrases or utterances whenever we speak or write. So according to the situation, we have to change our language. Similarly, see, we change our dressing style according to the situation. We have to change our language according to the situation. Simple as that. Some examples of language functions are asking someone for his or her likes and dislikes. Suppose you ask someone his like or dislike, the language will be different. Expressing our thanks to one who has helped us, etc. Even this one changes according to the person. So situation is very important rather than anything else. For making a request, we may use one of the following expressions. Could you tell me where the post office is? Or tell me where the post office is. Both the sentences convey the same message, but the situation is totally different. Please understand this point. First sentence and second sentence, both the sentences convey same message, but the way it is spoken is totally different. English. Both these sentences convey the message. The first one carries something of the speaker's cultured behavior, meaning polite attitude, that is being polite. Thus, the expressions we use about the culture, thus the expressions we use speak about the culture of the speaker. It speaks about politeness, humility, cultured behavior, all these things. Just by using your language, you can impress the other person. So in English, grammar is important as well as communicative English is also important. The way you present yourself in front of others. So the people will not judge you by seeing your grammatical skills. They assess you by seeing your language skills. So try to use this vocabulary, this type of English. According to the situation, you try to enhance your English. There are a number of expressions for a particular function. For inviting someone to a party, we can use one of the following expressions. Again, you see, children, one of the following expressions. Whenever we use one of, it is followed by plural subject. So we should use expressions, not expression, plural. If you use expression, it is incorrect. So what are the different ways of inviting someone to a birthday party? See, it changes according to the person. I would like you to attend my birthday party this evening. I would like you to attend my birthday party this evening. This is one way of requesting. Why don't you attend my birthday party this evening? This is another way of inviting. I should be delighted if you could attend my birthday party this evening. So three different ways are mentioned to invite anyone to your birthday party. So what is the difference you see of the three expressions? The first expression can be used to a person just known to you. Means you do not have much interaction, just hi, bye, like that. Second one, why don't you attend my birthday party this evening? See, second one, a sort of neutral situation. The second, your intimate friend, an informal situation. Means you can use why don't you attend my birthday party this evening in informal situation. Whenever you talk to your close friend. Last one, I should be delighted if you could attend my birthday party this evening. The third to your, whenever you speak to your employer, boss, or someone highly respectable, we use this type of sentences because this is formal situation. So there are three types of situation: formal, informal, neutral. So based on the situation, you have to change your language. You cannot use same language all the time. So in order to learn this, you have to understand this particular lesson. Along with these three kinds of situations, we need to consider the following four main characters before using an expression. Please understand these four main factors to enhance your language. First, you see the setting, the place where you are and when you speak. So according to the place you have to speak. And the topic is also, topic plays an important role. How you have to speak. What is the topic? Based on topic also, whether it is formal or informal, you can assess. Your social relationship to that particular person, who you are talking to. What is the connection between you and that fellow? Whether he is your boss or friend or father or mother. And your attitude. What you feel about the topic or the other person. All these 4 points are important. All the four factors combine to influence the way we speak. See, language means you cannot speak as it is. You have to understand the essence. Then you can improvise yourself. The table below shows how these four factors match with the three situations. Okay? Formal, informal, neutral situation. See. Situation, you see, formal, informal, neutral, formal. And these are the factors. Setting. First you see informal situation, and setting is, suppose you are in restaurant or at reception. Different type of language should be used. Neutral means suppose you are at bus stop or shop, neutral. Formal, suppose you are in principal's room or ceremonial room. The language changes, that's it. Language is dependent on situation and these factors. Setting. Topic also. The topic, whether the topic is serious topic or normal topic. For example, informal, when do we use this language? Cricket match. Cricket match is not a serious thing. It is a form of entertainment. Cricket match or a TV comedy. You can use informal language. Whereas you are talking about weather or travel, you should be neutral. When do we use formal? Important official matter. When you are dealing with important official matter, you have to use formal language. Social relationship, for example, a friend, child, close colleague. The language will be different. You will be very free and there will be no tension. There will be thick bondage between both of you. Neutral means, suppose stranger. You need not be formal, you need not be informal. Neutral. Stranger, co-passenger or taxi driver. And again formal, senior colleague or department head. Suppose you are working in one particular office. You have to give respect to your boss and you have to give respect to your colleagues. And attitude. What is the situation? Informal situation, attitude. Relaxed, light-hearted. Language will be different when you are in relaxed position. Neutral means no strong feeling either way. And formal means your attitude should be serious. Suppose you are delivering a speech in any company. Your attitude should be serious. You cannot crack jokes. You may crack jokes in the speech, but you should be very serious. You should pass on the information to the people. They have gathered there to listen to your speech rather than your unnecessary things. Language. See, how can you use thanks? Informal means you can simply say thanks. Neutral means thank you, thanks a lot. Formal, it's very kind of you, sir. I'm immensely grateful to you, ma'am. So as to impress the other person. So what is important? To whom you are talking is important, and the situation, informal, neutral, formal. All these factors put together make your language complete. Okay. Now functions dealt with in this module. Greeting. First one is greeting. Next, introducing oneself. Next, introducing others and responding to introduction. Another one, take leave of theirs. Wishing others on various occasions. Congratulating. Thanking and responding to thanks. Regretting and responding. Offering and accepting. Expressing likes and dislikes. All these things play an important role when you discuss. Okay, when you want to speak. So greeting, this is very important in communicative English. The way you greet the other person make yourself successful. Understood? How you greet the other person, that is important nowadays. Okay, functions dealt with in this module. Greeting, we will be dealing how to use our language properly. First, you see unit 1. So today we will deal only in unit 1. Warm up. What is the first step to promote fraternal feelings among people? Fraternal meaning friendly. See, everything is dependent on language. The way you speak, the other person reacts. That's why don't underestimate the power of language. Okay, the way you speak, other person communicates. Shall we introduce one another? Let us play a role play. The topic is, shall we introduce one another? How can you introduce? Introduction. When you introduce yourself or others, it is very important to follow certain pattern. So first thing, today in this topic we are going to learn two things. How are you? How do you do? These two things are very, very, very important. How are you? How do you do? How should you respond whenever any person communicates to you in this particular fashion? How are you and how do you do? Listen to Nagesh introducing his cousin Suresh to Benjamin. The role play is between three people, Nagesh and his cousin Suresh and Benjamin. When three of them meet, how do they use language? How do they communicate? Nagesh. See the polite expression. Hello Suresh, how are you? This is greeting, the way you greet the person. How are you is one form of greeting. How do you do is also another form of greeting. So what was the reaction of Suresh? So Nagesh was talking to Suresh and Suresh reacted by saying, fine, thank you. And again he asked, how are you? So what was the question posed by Nagesh? How are you? And the reaction was, thank you. And again Suresh asked, how are you? And again the reaction of Nagesh, I am fine too. Responding to greeting. So greeting and response to the greeting. So today we are going to deal with greeting and response to greeting. Very simple. So whenever anybody says, how are you? The reaction should be, I am fine. Okay. Next, Benjamin. I am fine too. Benjamin. Benjamin, meet Mr. Suresh, my cousin. Suresh, meet my friend, Benjamin. Nagesh is introducing Benjamin to meet Suresh. So who is introducing? Nagesh is introducing Benjamin to Suresh. Now, Nagesh and Suresh, both of them are known to each other. But Suresh doesn't know Benjamin. Benjamin is not aware of Suresh. When these two people interact, what are the words that they have to use? Here in first sense, how are you is used when there are two cousins, Nagesh and Suresh. And Benjamin and Suresh, both of them are strangers. Strangers means both of them do not have any idea about each other. So Benjamin. So Nagesh is saying, Benjamin, meet my cousin Suresh. Suresh, meet my friend Benjamin. So introducing both of them. Suresh. Then as soon as Suresh notices Benjamin, he says, how do you do? Responding to first introduction, because Suresh is meeting Benjamin for the first time. Whenever you meet anyone for the first time, your standard question should be how do you do? And the reaction should be whenever how do you do is posed. Benjamin also replied by saying how do you do? So this is the difference between how are you and how do you do. Whenever anybody says how are you, the reaction is I am fine, well, I am nice, all these things. Whenever anybody asks how do you do, the response also should be how do you do. How do you do response is how do you do. How are you response is I am fine. Okay, these two things you have to remember. How are you and how do you do. In India, we assume both of them to be same. Whenever anybody asks you how do you do, you say I am fine, I am doing well. That is incorrect. We should say how do you do response is how do you do. How are you response is I am fine. Nagesh. Benjamin, yesterday I saw your brother going to St. Martha's hospital. What's the matter? Then Benjamin replied, my father has been admitted there. He had a mild heart attack. Nagesh, how sad. It's very unfortunate. Whenever you want to express sympathy, you can use this term. How sad. Then what was the reaction of Suresh? Oh, how is he now? See this. How sad. Oh, how are you? How do you do? All these things make your language beautiful. Benjamin says he is still in the ICU, but the doctor says that there is nothing to worry. Suresh, thank God, expressing relief. Nagesh, I wish him a speedy recovery. Hope he'll get well soon. See, the language is very beautiful. Benjamin, I hope so too. I hope so too. See you later. Suresh, see you, bye. Nagesh, see you again, bye. Taking leave. See, the conversation was between three people, and all of them used good expressions to communicate or to greet the other person. How are you? What did we learn? How are you? How do you do? How sad? Ho. Thank God. See you. Bye. See you again. All these things. And in spoken English, you can use contractions. He'll. Instead of saying he will, we can say he'll. He'll get well soon. So these things are very important whenever you communicate. Communicative English is part and parcel of our life, day-to-day life. The way you speak, you make friends or break friends. So please remember this point, important point. Your focus should be on how you respond. Response is important. And the person to whom you are speaking. So how are you? How do you do? This is the basic difference. The following two expressions do not mean the same. How are you and how do you do? While speaking to a familiar person means known person. If you know him, you just say how are you, and the response of the other person will be I am fine. If you ask the question how are you, the other person will respond by saying I am fine. When a person is introduced to a stranger, he or she will say how do you do. When you meet a stranger, the question should be how do you do, and the response also will be same, how do you do. How do you do response is how do you do. You should not say I am doing well, I am working so in so and so place. Incorrect. Other ways of strangers greeting. So when you meet stranger, you can ask one question, that is how do you do, or else you can say I am glad to meet you, I am pleased to meet you, nice to meet you. All these expressions, I told you language is dynamic, it is not at all static. You can use different expressions to improve yourself. So please focus on communicative English. You need not do anything, just learn, complete this exercise. I will be doing all these things in my next episode, next video. So be ready and learn, try to learn all these things. When someone is in distress, we say how sad. When someone is sick, we say wish him speedy recovery. Between friends, saying how are you itself becomes a part of greeting. So today we have learned how are you, how do you do. Understood? Very, 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 very important to enhance. Next video I am going to show you many more things that can improve your English. Next. Oral practice. You can practice. So now you have understood how are you, how do you do, how sad, nice to meet you, glad to meet you, pleased to meet you. Just expressions you learn. What are the expression key points? How are you? How do you do? How are you? How do you do? Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you. Glad to meet you. How sad. All these expressions will definitely enhance your language. So you should know when to use this expression. How are you is used when two people are known to each other. Suppose you go to any wedding, you never say how do you do because you know most of the people, your relatives, your cousins. You have to say how are you, and the response will be I am fine. Suppose in the same wedding, if one of your cousins is introducing you to other person whom you do not know, then you can use the expression how do you do, and at that time the response will be pleased to meet you, nice to meet you, glad to meet you. Suppose any sad incident, you can say how sad. So all these points should be noted. Okay, very important. How are you, how do you do, nice to meet you, glad to meet you, pleased to meet you, all these things. Now you can do oral practice of all these things. See, now I have discussed all these points. Now what you have to do is you can practice along with your mother, father, or your friends or siblings. Just practice. You can create any name and you practice. Once you start practicing, you can definitely learn many new things. Amit, for example, I have given few examples. You see. Amit says, Ramesh, have you met Mr. Praveen? Praveen, this is Ramesh, my classmate. So the discussion is between Amit, Praveen, Ramesh. So what is happening? Amit is introducing Ramesh and Praveen. Then Praveen says, pleased to meet you, Ramesh. And what was the response of Ramesh? Nice to meet you, Praveen. Because Praveen and Ramesh are strangers. So they are meeting for the first time. So I told you, how do you do? Or I am pleased to meet you. Or nice to meet you. In spoken English, you can use. When I say pleased to meet you is understood. I am pleased to meet you. You need not say I am. Got it? Pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you. So whenever strangers meet, you can say pleased to meet you, nice to meet you, how do you do? When two people are known to each other, they can say how are you. Then Shruti, another conversation. Shruti, I would like you to meet Miss Sarla. She is a teacher at Vidya Niketan. Again, she is also not known. Then Vimala responded by saying, pleased to meet you. My name is Vimala. Sarla says, it's nice to meet you. So again, discussion is between Shruti, Vimala and Sarla. Okay. So Shruti is introducing Sarala and Vimala. Okay. So when they introduce Vimala and Sarla are not known to each other, how did they react? Pleased to meet you, nice to meet you. Then another one. Akhil, Kumar, Shekhar. Akhil says, let me introduce my friend Kumar to you. And he calls Kumar. Kumar, meet Mr. Shekhar, my business partner. Now Kumar and Shekhar are strangers. Then how did they say? How did they react? Instead of saying pleased to meet you, this is also one form of expression. He said, how do you do? And the response was also, how do you do? So how do you do response is, how do you do? How are you response is, I am fine. That's it. Last. The conversation is between, our dialogues are between Rajini, Mohammed, Rajini, Balu, Mohammed. Rajini, Mohammed, Balu. Okay. So how did they discuss? Have you met Balu? Rajini is asking. Have you met Balu before? Mohammed responded by saying, I don't think I have met him. So Mohammed and Balu were not known to each other. Then Rajini says, Balu, this is Mohammed, my colleague. Then Balu responds saying, pleased to meet you. See, language, because both of them are not known to each other. Then Mohammed also responded by saying, pleased to meet you, or else you can say nice to meet you. So just 4 factors. How are you? How do you do? Pleased to meet you, nice to meet you. So today we learnt greeting. How you greet a person according to the situation. Suppose another I'll tell you, can and could. Whenever we use can, for example, can, may. Can is used when two friends talk to each other. They can say, they can use can. Okay, may means suppose you come late to class. You can say, may I come in, sir, or may I come in, madam. You never say, can I come in. When two friends talk to each other, they can say, can. Can I drink your water from your bottle? So they can use. So this language changes, can, or else very polite form of expression is, would you mind my drinking your water? Okay. So all these things. So just language is nothing but the way you communicate. If your communicative English is strong, you can rule the world. Okay. So this is the end of this session. So next video, I'm going to teach unit 2, another aspect of communicative English. Okay. Just you practice all these things, you can easily improve. If you like my channel, please subscribe to it. Okay. Right. Bye bye.